You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I'm your host, Matt Burns, and with me, as always, is my broadcast partner, none other than JB, John Ballor.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, children of all ages.
The Burning Truth proudly brings to you MB and JB.
The best heavyweight broadcasting tag team in the world.
And that's just us just blowing up smoke. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are live in a way, but not actually live. This is a pre-recorded episode, and just to make everyone clear, this is due to busy schedules and as such.
Yeah,
we've had to make this episode a bit of a pre-recorded one due to our busy schedules and as such. But we aren't doing our usual typical episode.
Oh, no. Because of the nature of the show, whereby we've literally just grabbed as much time as we can in our busy schedules to just hammer this out, as it were, we thought we'd treat you to something a little bit above the ordinary.
Now, usually we are going to include some short bits of certain things that have been ongoing in the week. Just some examples. Chad Gable's name change.
Don't get me started.
Really? The change of who's in charge of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Especially as someone has been fired. Or left.
Interesting. Yep.
And then the main topic, the main event of our discussion for this week's episode is going to be none other than the WWE Draft.
And the colossal cluster that was.
Now, in the overview for the WWE Draft, the main supposed, as they say, are, the main two that are getting the draft are Raw and SmackDown. Right?
Yes.
NXT gets mentioned, but supposedly it's only outgoing on the main shows.
Only as somebody is coming from NXT to the main shows.
Yeah. With the
There's
exception
no mention of those going the other way.
With the exception of free agents.
Ah, I see.
With the exception of free agents. And we've also got to most likely cover the in regards to 205 Live stuff as well.
205 Live. Yes, and the news regarding that. I was going to give it away as a spoiler right then, but I don't know if I can or not.
You know what? Just go for it, because we might as well just hit it off and make that the first point of topics.
Yeah, the news that if you have watched either show recently, you will have been made aware that 205 Live now falls under the umbrella of NXT. And
even though it's supposedly still got its own general manager.
Yeah, it's still got its own general manager, but they have now started referring to the title. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Note to all potential broadcasters, do not allow a live cat into your room when you are broadcasting with you. Because he will knock stuff off your window ledge and make a noise that sounds like you've been shot.
Right, what a great way to start this episode. And just so you know, this is pre-recorded, but we are not going to be doing editing whatsoever. No, just for the hell of it. We are treating it as live as much as, whatever noise happens, it happens.
You're famous. Keep making interruptions like that and they'll draft you to SmackDown next year, mate.
Nah, backstage only.
He's going to take over from Kathy Kelly first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, apologies for that. But yeah, as I was saying, I think what I was saying was it's now being referred to as the NXT Cruiserweight Championship and the whole championship, and therefore 205 Live as a whole now comes under the yellow and black umbrella. Yeah, as we say, no idea what that means for Drake Maverick, although as far as we know,
right,
he was a member of the draft, more of which later, but he's also still the GM of 205 Live, apparently.
Basically, in regards to it, General Manager Drake Maverick, who himself was drafted, though he will still remain GM of 205 Live, made an announcement that following the 2019 WWE Draft, he had made a talent exchange deal with NXT General Manager William Regal, whereby NXT wrestlers who are within the 205-pound weight limit can also wrestle on 205 Live. Which then, at the same time, they've also basically decided to brand the Cruiserweight Championship under the NXT brand.
NXT Cruiserweight Championship now, yes.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I'm just waiting for the rebrand of the WWE logo in the centre plate being removed, replaced with an NXT one, and just because, for no other reason than because they can, the purple leather being replaced with yellow.
Ain't happening.
No, I know, but it would be nice, wouldn't it?
No, not happening. Right. We now know that Leo Rush is still the champ.
Leo Rush is your new, as of a couple of weeks ago, Cruiserweight Champion. Still the champ going forward. He is the first officially recognised NXT Cruiserweight Champion. And I believe the 14th overall.
Oh, I also forgot to mention that, as a note, the WWE 24/7 Championship can be still defended on 205 Live.
Ah, I see.
Just to point that out.
Just because it's still basically a company-wide thing. Not limited to any one brand. Not limited to any one colour scheme. Just wherever the champion happens to be, it can be defended everywhere. Much like the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
It is a free agent championship.
Well, it comes across as the free agent championship, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but anyway, so we need to just cover...
and the WWE 24/7 Championship can be defended on NXT as well.
Which could be interesting.
And also the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship as well.
Can be potentially defended on NXT, yes.
Yeah.
Which will make for interesting viewing when, a deadly serious... Katsu Bites Warriors, or whatever they're called, against the Iconics match is interrupted by R-Truth.
You mean Kabuki Warriors, and that will most likely happen on Raw. But we'll discuss why it will be on Raw later. But anyway, as we have stated already, we've now moved on from... We're now going to move on from the 205 Live stuff, because I believe on the 205 logo, they might have actually removed the WWE brand off it now. WWE logo off 205 Live. I do expect, and just leave the 205 Live, I do expect the NXT logo on there soon.
I don't doubt it. If it's now part of the NXT brand, like I say, a slight rejigging of the colour scheme of 205 Live, which has been traditionally purple and orange, to perhaps purple and gold, just to signify that it's aligned to NXT, whose colour is gold, maybe.
Or yellow.
Because that's... gold, yellow, it's yellow, but they call it gold sometimes. The point being, the change from orange to yellow on the 205 Live logo isn't exactly going to be earth-shatteringly obvious, but it will be a nice little nod to the fact that is where the brand is now aligned. And it without having to change anything, yeah. Just get the logo up on the logo maker and just go, highlight all orange, change to yellow. Job done. Send, save. Next.
Done. Right.
Yeah.
We now...
speaking of logos, just randomly, can I also say return to the slightly more old school looking SmackDown logo and away from the hideous, just basically just a word in a slightly curvy font that was the SmackDown Live logo. Round of applause from me.
And that is not no longer referred to as SmackDown
No,
Live.
it's no longer SmackDown Live. It's now Friday Night SmackDown, or just SmackDown. Which is good.
That feels comfortable. That feels
And now-
comfortable.
Yes, everyone who watches can just carry on doing what they've pretty much done since day one, which is referring to them as Raw and SmackDown,
Yeah.
and not have to worry.
Well, it's not like it's going to be known as NXT Live or Raw Live.
Nope.
But anyway, we'll move on. Anyway, moving on, we've now got to jump on to the discussion of Chad Gable.
You mean the artist formerly known as Chad Gable?
Yeah.
Before,
Oh, no. What makes
what
it
was
worse?
that whooshing noise? Was that my cat again? No, that was Common Sense leaving the building.
Pretty much. What makes it worse is they've decided to change his name not once, but twice.
Well, no, the first time it was merely on the whim of, well, it was painted on screen as on the whim of Boring Corbin.
Yeah.
On account of the fact that he's now King Boring Corbin, and so apparently he can make rules at a whim.
And that he's able to change Titantrons from Chad Gable to Shorty Gable.
Apparently, yes.
Right.
That, as if that wasn't bad enough.
No. Instead, we get Chad Gable in the ring, having a match, finish his match, and then have a bit of a promo with an interviewer in the ring.
Which, obviously, long-time viewers of WWE will be watching this with bated breath because, hey, this is WWE, and someone who doesn't get much promo time is getting promo time. This is either really good news or really, really bad news.
And this is going to go really, really wrong. Yeah, it's going to go really, really wrong. How wrong did it go?
How wrong did it go? Are we talking the Iconics as women's tag team champions wrong? Are we talking, trying to launch WCW Nitro as a separate brand during the Invasion angle wrong?
Nope.
Or are we talking trying to cover for Sid after he really horribly and brutally broke his leg in the ring kind of wrong?
About that.
Namely, something that was of no fault of the
I wouldn't say it was that bad.
And they had to cover it up as best they can.
I wouldn't say it was that bad.
No, it wasn't an accident. It's been predetermined and pre-planned, which makes it all the more stupid and all the more unfathomable.
Yeah. Right. So, instead, we now get Chad Gable. Change his name to Shorty Gable.
Wait. Yeah, Shorty Gable, I was going to say. So far, so annoying. Just a fad, we thought, because of his sort of passing in the wind feud with Boring Corbin. Ends when that feud does, or so we all hoped.
Right.
But
no. He says he doesn't mind it. He likes it. He's
and it
okay
turns
with
out,
it.
apparently, he's John Cena's long-lost cousin. Some say he's John Cena's long-lost cousin. All we know is he's not called Chad Gable anymore. But he's not called the Stick either. No. Though that would probably made more sense.
Probably. But anyway, he went to them. They decided to change it to Shorty Gable.
Ready for this?
Which, what makes it worse is, this was upon Corbin's request.
Yeah.
And also his interview. So, anyway, to put it down, we thought, right, okay. So, he's changed. He's now known as Shorty Gable. It can't get much worse.
Wrong.
Nope. He decides to get in the ring during an interview after his match.
It's a promo that couldn't be much more forced if you'd made him do it in fishnets and suspenders and eye makeup.
Right. he decides to announce himself with a new name of Shorty G.
Ladies and gentlemen, folks at home, we shit you not. 2019's Red Rooster has landed.
Right? Now, what makes it worse is, you've got Chad Gable putting out bad puns with the interviewer, who's interviewing him, about the shortness of his height. Did I also forget to mention that the interviewer is damn well shorter than him?
You would have thought, this being WWE, they would have, I don't know, found someone like recent NXT commentary convert Dio Madden or someone else who works backstage who is infinitely taller than him to rub in the whole, he's a short bloke, because look, even the announcers are towering over him kind of thing. But no, they pick one of the many female, I'm guessing female, announcers they've got who is actually shorter than him, proving that he's not actually that short. He's just a normal-sized bloke in WWE, which, lest we forget, as long as Vince McMahon is alive, will always be the land of the giants.
Byron Saxon.
Byron Saxon. Hell, I think Michael Cole is probably a couple of inches taller.
David Otunga.
Yep. Corey Graves, definitely taller.
Jonathan Coachman.
Dio Madden. Nigel McGuinness.
Percy Watson.
Ronaldo. Probably even Aiden English.
Vic
the point
Joseph.
is,
Tom Phillips.
Literally any one of the male announcers could have done the job and gone, yeah, look, isn't he short? Look, he's even shorter than me and I'm not even a wrestler. Yeah. But no. Let me guess, they got JoJo to do it. All 4'3" of her.
I don't think it was JoJo. I'm just trying to remember the other female announcer.
Charlie Caruso?
Is it? Did it say Charlie Caruso?
Was it her by any chance?
It might have been Charlie Caruso, I think. I'm just trying to get that confirmed.
Wasn't it Kathy Phillips or whatever her name is?
It's not. What, Kathy Kelly?
Kathy Kelly.
No, it's not Kathy
It
Kelly.
wasn't Renee Young.
No.
So it kind of has to be Charlie Caruso by default because WWE doesn't have anyone else.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't Beth Phoenix because she's considerably taller than Chad Gable.
Yeah. So
it would have worked better for the joke, but yeah. Yeah, it was probably Charlie Caruso, whose height I can't confirm, but that's not the point.
Yeah, it's not our point. The fact
point is they're trying to announce he's short, and they got an announcer shorter than him to do it.
Right.
While he basically humiliated himself on a world stage by announcing that his new name, he is the spiritual successor to when Bull Buchanan decided to become an acolyte of John Cena and rename himself B Squared.
Just no. No.
Proof. Yeah, no, that is how bad that decision is. That's what it made me think of. My
head is hurting.
Yeah, the difference being Bull Buchanan was an average performer at best who just had a frankly freakish vertical leap. That was about the only good thing about him, whereas Chad Gable is a talented performer.
No.
Doesn't deserve this denigration.
He doesn't deserve it. And what makes it even more stressful for me, genuinely, massively makes it more annoying for me, is the fact that, right, name me an attribute of Chad Gable, and I'm referring to him that as only, that you should be focusing on.
Oh, let me see. The fact that, the possible exception of Jack Gallagher, there is no better mat wrestler in WWE right now.
Oh, wasn't he an Olympic wrestler?
I do believe he was.
Need I say more?
Oh, Chad. Little did you know when you came in your initial run in NXT and you thought making you say Ready, Willing and Gable was a bad pun. Little did you know what was to come. And the fact that you said yes to that opened the floodgates to where you find yourself now.
I know. Ready, Willing and Gable. I remember thinking back to that. What the hell were they thinking? And then they dropped it. And they had him going to the American Alpha stuff.
Yeah.
Which was great. It works.
It really
and he
works.
got it over. He got Ready, Willing and Gable. He got it over.
Any news on when Jason Jordan's coming back so that they can rename him Lanky J and put him back as a tag team so they can job to everybody forever?
I don't think he's coming back.
Really?
He could be staying in the back.
Oh, that's a shame.
Due to a career-threatening injury. He's now just a producer.
Oh, okay.
Which that was since September last year.
Yeah.
And
like I say, that's a real shame because...
Yeah.
A promising career ended far too soon.
And do you know what makes it even weird? Do you know what makes it even really more strange?
Go on.
You do know that he was linked to WrestleMania 35?
Sorry, are we talking about Jason Jordan now?
Yes.
In what way?
You do know that originally, he was going to have a match, Kurt Angle was going to have a match with him concluding at WrestleMania 34 between them.
Yeah.
But then certain things didn't happen, so they decided, they ended up doing like some sort of reveal for WrestleMania 35 that WrestleMania 35 opponent, Baron Corbin, got Jordan's spot due to Jordan's serious injury.
Yes.
So in actual fact, Kurt Angle was possibly going to be retiring against Jason Jordan.
Well, that would have been a better match than the one that broken down, injury-prone, nearly 50-year-old Kurt Angle hauled Karen Boring to, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure.
Really?
I'm not sure, really.
Well, apparently, if Jason Jordan was injured and thus as nearly as broken down as Kurt Angle, and it was a battle of who could do less moves without crippling themselves, perhaps not.
No,
and perhaps it was better for everyone concerned if it didn't happen. But, oh, dear me.
Yeah. It was bad neck surgery.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure that WWE probably said, probably go down the same career path as Kurt Angle. No, leave the neck broken out. Too late.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And unfortunately,
let me just say this:
we're not
that was just a joke.
absolutely not making light of Kurt Angle's injuries or even Jason Jordan's injuries.
No,
we're not making light of neck injuries in general. But unfortunately, the point we have to make here is, it turns out it's probably ended Jason Jordan's career because not everyone is as fortunate as Tommaso Ciampa, and not everyone can return pretty much identical to how they were beforehand from a serious neck injury.
Yeah.
In fact, Tommaso Ciampa is incredibly lucky.
It goes to show how serious a neck injury can be.
Absolutely.
And the rumour has it that supposedly Sheamus is currently possibly considering retirement at the moment in time.
As a result of a concussion and neck injury at the same time, which is possibly the worst combination you can have. Just ask Daniel Bryan.
Who did eventually make a comeback, but it's still
Only
something
after
very serious.
completely resting his neck for, what was it, getting on for 4 years?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But
anyway, moving on ever so slightly, we were getting angry about the fact that Chad Gable was forced to change his name to something really stupid.
Yes. But anyway, now, we're moving off that. We're done with that. All I'm just going to say is, the fact that they've named him Shorty G, really? It's just This is meant to be his big push for his hard work and dedication.
Yeah, and he got essentially told, "Them's the breaks, kid. Deal with it."
Yeah, your big push. You're gonna beat the King of the Ring guy and change your name to Shorty G.
So can we recommend you start coming out in really loose football jerseys and jorts and rapping? Because no one's done that before.
I don't think he's going to be doing that. Oh.
No, it's just that
No. Let me just stop. Please don't give him ideas. Please don't give him ideas. Please don't give him ideas.
All right, point taken.
We thought last week it was bad enough as it is.
Well,
and that was in last week's episode. We were quite volatile with our language.
We basically didn't hold our opinions back. Brace yourselves, folks, because there could be more of the same.
Potentially, but
the following is a pre-storm warning. The next, I don't know, half an hour of broadcast, however long it takes for the rest of the episode, may contain strong language because of the subject matter.
Because we have got some subject matters that we are going to be covering, especially with the draft and as such. But we are actually giving a bit of a pre-warning right now as well. We thought we'd just do it now because I'm just going to say right now, just to hit it off the gate, you've been pre-warned for the language. We apologise for any young listeners listening in, but we do actually, it does state that the episode isn't for everyone, and the audio discussion is advised and may be unsuitable for younger listeners.
This programme may also contain strobe lighting effects. Sorry. Can't stop myself.
You have to, yeah, I thought so, but fuck.
Yeah, the point is, as if the colossal cornflake-coated clusterfuck that was Hell in a Cell wasn't bad enough, have you seen the draft? Seriously.
Oh no, we're not even at the draft yet.
Well, brace yourself, that's where most of the bad language is going to come, because we haven't even got there yet.
We haven't even got there, and we've already got one F-bomb from Shorty Gable, which is from yourself. But anyway, let's get on to...
I beg your pardon.
I already said the F-bomb.
Don't make me use the S word.
Really? Anyway, what's SmackDown? Sorry.
Did you just refer to me by Chad Gable's latest insulting name there?
No. I said SmackDown. Anyway, we'll just get back onto subject.
Confusion reigns. Right. Quick, change routine. Back on track. What are we talking about next?
Basically, we're now moving on to, and it's going to be a double hitter now, because unfortunately, SmackDown has taken another hit on ratings again.
Yes, after the overwhelming joy of somebody possibly putting the decimal point in the wrong place for the premiere on Fox, ratings have tumbled again.
Especially soon as last week's ratings was 2.899 million viewers.
So essentially 2.9 million, yes.
Yeah, 2.89, or whatever you want to put it down as. But anyway, basically that's what it is. However, the show's won the 18 to 49 demographic rating of 2.75 rating over the 2 hours closest, which is beating Hawaii 5-0 and Blue Bloods. Right.
Lovely. However, this week, not such good news.
Oh, no. That was the average ratings for this week's. But as we stated, the previous week's was 2.899 million viewers. This week's drew 2.44 million viewers.
So 500,000 people decided, do you know what, I'm alright, thanks, I'm going to wash my hair.
Close to 500,000.
Yeah.
That's some hemorrhaging numbers.
You're not kidding.
It's not good.
On top of the over 500,000 they lost from Premier Week to Week 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking abysmal, I think is a polite way of putting it.
It is, and on top of that, they haven't just lost that.
How so? What else have they lost?
They've lost a gentleman who WWE used to hate with venom because he was a serious threat to them.
Oh, somebody who has since patched all that up and worked with WWE for many, many years and now no longer does anymore.
Pretty much. Which is none other than Eric Bischoff.
Who is now no longer a part of the creative process or an on-air or off-air talent in any form.
Yeah.
Can we get to the bottom of this? Because I don't actually know the full details of why. So would you be so kind as to explain to me and anyone else listening who might be in the same boat as me?
Right. Basically, he was an exclusive director of SmackDown, and that he did make an appearance on the Raw Reunion with Eve Torres, the Canalises and everything, and invited him to come into SmackDown October 15th. It was announced that he was replaced by Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
With immediate effect as he had left the company. Now, some could say he's left, some have said fired. We don't know the full dealings. Now, there has been reports of stating that there's been zero good things about Bischoff, and that Bischoff didn't know the product nor the wrestlers. And supposedly, according to Fox, Bischoff was released since significant promises were made that we don't feel were upheld.
Essentially, they didn't like the difference between what he said and what actually happened.
Correct.
How much of that is true or anything else?
Don't know. Which is why, as we're saying this, we are stating it with, please, a pinch of salt.
All we can say for certainty is that Bischoff no longer works for the company. Any reasons why, we're not even going to speculate because we just don't know, and it's not worth a potential lawsuit to throw something out there.
It isn't. And it's a shame in regards to it, but supposing that Bischoff is fine with Bruce Pritchard taking over. He's giving him support, supposedly, from what we might from rumours, but we don't know fully. But the point being is that Bischoff is no longer working on SmackDown, and that it's now Bruce Pritchard who's doing SmackDown.
With
right.
possible, with all the possible implications that implies. But anyway, let's leave that there, and let's hope that they can turn the ratings ship around fairly shortly.
And quickly.
Well, yeah, in fairly short order, yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the fact that if they're hemorrhaging viewers this at the moment, it's not good.
Yeah, they're basically going to be watched by 3 men and a dog by WrestleMania at this rate.
Right. Let's get on to our main event topic.
Okay, yes, the big one.
Yeah.
The Swear Fest. The what were they thinking moment of the week.
Oh, before we get to there,
Oh, right, yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll wait. Because I was going to discuss a certain promo that was mentioned on SmackDown that I thought was brilliant, but it would reveal certain spoilers.
Right, so what we need to do is get to the point where we've got through the draft as best we can.
Or as far as we can to be able to mention about this reveal.
Yeah, and then we can mention it at the right time when it won't spoil anything.
Pretty much. But anyway, let's get down to business and stick to it. Now,
the WWE Draft 2019.
Yeah.
Basically an excuse to move people between Raw and SmackDown, and in a select few cases this year, from NXT up to the main roster. But I think there were only like 2 examples of that this year, and as many people went the other way.
Yeah, and they made out that it was Fox and USA who were making the choices.
because, of course, you know, there's nothing a TV network executive likes more than 2, or in the case of Raw, 3 hours of another TV network getting mentioned on theirs repeatedly.
Yeah.
There's your first mistake, guys.
But also, for every 2 draft picks for SmackDown, Raw receives 3.
Simply because weekly SmackDown is 2 hours long and Raw is 3 hours.
Correct.
Meaning they need more bodies to fill the space.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, okay. The first night, bucking the trend of recent years, was on SmackDown.
Yep.
And, well, it started before it even really started, didn't it? When
Yep.
on SmackDown, they had a match which ended in a disqualification, which was supposed to determine who got the first draft pick. That was a sign of things to come.
Yeah, so basically, because Seth Rollins' disqualification win happened
over Roman Reigns, just so that for completion.
Yeah. Raw got the first draft.
Yeah. Where in reality, Raw are always going to get the first one because they were getting 3 for every 2 of SmackDown. So, you know, if they were doing it in groups of 5, Raw has to bookend it. So that, you know, wasn't really any need for the match. They just had to explain that. But what can you do?
True. But anyway, we'll just hit it off. They did them in rounds, basically.
Yeah.
So, first round picks were Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, the OC, The Fiend, Drew McIntyre. Now, in case you're wondering, Becky Lynch is from Raw to Raw.
The only changes, actually, in those first 5, in terms of brand, is Bray Wyatt moving from Raw to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch was Raw, Roman Reigns was SmackDown, the OC were Raw, and Drew McIntyre was Raw. Guess what? They're all staying there.
Yes. Correct. What are your thoughts on Becky Lynch being first pick?
Fantastic.
Great number 1 Raw brand.
Yeah.
And showing that she's still hot flavour. Roman Reigns going to SmackDown. Oh, staying on SmackDown.
No, that's fine. Roman Reigns is a capable hand.
It's fine, but it's also showing that he's still high up in the policy order.
Yeah.
Now, what does surprise me in this is, yes, Becky Lynch is a champion.
Yeah.
The OC are a champion.
Contain AJ Styles, the current United States champion, so it makes sense that they stay on Raw.
Right. Right. So, Drew? No. But he's not been on for a little bit, has he?
It makes sense for him to stay on Raw.
Yep. But has he been on lately?
No. Which, making him a first round pick, slightly weird. But anyway. Bray Wyatt, who had literally no conclusion whatsoever to his feud with Seth Rollins.
And which is still ongoing.
Except it isn't anymore because they're now on different brands. So by all logical WWE logic, it shouldn't be. But it is.
Well, it is.
Want to stop chewing toffee?
I apologise.
It's a bit obvious.
And let me just state this. It makes it even more annoying.
What?
With this. Is the fact that we've got at Crown Jewel
WWE's Thursday Night Thunder. They haven't called it that, but I quite like it, so.
I like it. Stick to it.
Yeah.
We have got Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Round 2.
Falls Count Anywhere's match for the WWE Universal Championship. And they added a stipulation on.
Of course they did. Because as if the fact that Wyatt is a SmackDown wrestler now didn't telegraph the goddamn result enough.
Yeah. No. This one will make you laugh. They
Will
had
it make me laugh, though, or will it make me bang my head against the wall?
Oh, it'll make you bang your head against the wall. And most likely where the major swearing begins.
Here we go. Yeah, go on.
All right.
I'm already sat down.
It's Falls Count Anywhere. They've now also added on that this match cannot, in block letters, on a graphics card, the match cannot be stopped by any means necessary.
What, as though the three simple words, Falls Count Anywhere, didn't convey that enough?
True. But do take into account we had Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah, the match which cannot be stopped, which was stopped.
No, the match that is a no disqualification match, but was stopped.
By disqualification, yeah.
Well, not disqualification, just thrown out.
Yeah.
For health and safety.
They're in a fucking cell with unlimited weapons, but yeah, feel bad for their feelings. And so now, it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. It is not, I would like to add, the simple, easy WWE way to have a match which cannot be ended by any way except one of the participants deciding it. One simple word, WWE.
That makes it worse.
Unsanctioned match.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
But no. Go on.
The fact that they got to put it in a match graphic card, because why would they need to put it in the match graphic card? Oh, wait. I know fucking why. Because they actually had a match that's a no disqualification or can't be thrown out due to disqualification or whatever. That
was thrown out.
That was thrown out for the second year in a row.
They've shot themselves so far in the goddamn foot. Won't be at all surprised if this match ends when The Undertaker, dressed in 1990 vintage gear, comes out and puts whoever loses in a body bag. Because that would make about as much sense as anything else.
It would. It really genuinely would. Because what hurts my head about this entire scenario is the fact that they've actually got to put it in body text.
Yeah, as if the whole gaping, fucking obvious thing, clusterfuck, whatever you want to call it, of Bray Wyatt is now exclusive to SmackDown and therefore cannot logically win the Raw Heavyweight Championship, wasn't bloody obvious enough.
Yeah. And to make matters even weirder, he could be potentially moving over to Raw. Rumour has it. He could potentially move into Raw. I believe the idea is if he wins, he gets to go to Raw, and Seth has to go to SmackDown. Supposedly.
Why isn't that on the graphics card? Why aren't they actually promoting a sense of jeopardy about this match? Why aren't they saying, if Seth loses, not only he loses the title, he has to switch brands, because that's the Raw Heavyweight title.
Yeah,
Give it a bit of jeopardy. Make us think for more than one fucking pictosecond that Bray might actually not get shafted again.
It gets worse.
How could it possibly?
Because The Fiend has been attacking Cesaro.
Well, Cesaro said he wants a fight.
But why Cesaro?
I think the thing they're going for here with The Fiend is, but why anything? Who knows what's going through his mind?
And are you ready for this? This is a topic that I've mentioned to JB. Do you know how good we are at repeating history?
Yeah, it's pretty. What is it? The 7-year rule.
Oh no!
The unwritten 7-year rule. No. After 7 years of something having happened and passed into history, WWE can absolutely, and usually do, plunder it and rewrite it for new stories, thinking that none of us have the network and none of us can see the original and that they're absolutely free and clear to plunder it again.
Nope, this is it. This is within the 7-year rule, actually.
Oh, so it gets even worse.
Yeah. We already have covered Hell in a Cell mess up.
At great length. Listen
Yeah.
back to last week's show if you're not of a sensitive disposition.
Or we've already covered it on this episode.
Yes.
Now, what angle have we covered that involves Bray Wyatt? Wait, hasn't Bray Wyatt gone for a championship previously? Been a feud for the main championship before?
Yeah.
A main championship.
Yes.
Whereas a house got burnt down.
Yeah.
While feuding
And
with
they
said
fought
champion.
with what's left of it.
What?
Oh, am I thinking about someone different?
Wait. Feuding with said champion to then be drafted to the other show. Or for the champ to be drafted to the other show.
It's
Oh, no.
almost
My mistake.
Like,
For Bray Wyatt to be drafted to the opposite brand.
yeah.
Now, does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Why does it?
Because that's precisely what happened last time. WWE decided to put the full weight of the wagon behind Bray Wyatt and then move it as quickly as they put it there and not bother to tell him.
Now, we know that the most recent version of this is against Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Do you know who the previous one was with?
The previous one was with a certain round 2 draft pick who has been moved the opposite way to Bray Wyatt in the draft.
Would that be none other than Randall Keith Orton?
The very same.
Yeah. So, is history repeating itself?
Yes.
So, does that mean that we're going to see Seth versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in a fun house match?
What, possibly down the line, but then again, probably not, because
Even though he burns it down, yeah.
he burnt it down, and they're going to have to swap brands if Seth doesn't win, and if he does, it's highly unlikely that Bray will get a third title match, and they'll be on separate brands, and oh my god, my head's hurting, why is this such hard work?
Yeah, but taking into account that he ended up having a match against Randy Orton in the, what was it, Sister Abigail house or something?
Some thing that no one can properly remember, and that's probably for the best.
But are we going to be seeing, the fun, Bray Wyatt's fun house match?
Possibly.
Is that what's going to be next?
I genuinely don't know.
And what makes it worse is the fact that it's just really WWE. Really, Bray Wyatt has not only had to recover from the first mess up you made with his gimmick, which he invented himself. He's had to reinvent himself, make him really relevant,
and out come the wheels again pretty much as soon as he's hit full speed.
Almost the exact same wheels.
Yeah. In almost the exact same way. And something tells me right now Bray Wyatt kind of wishes he'd never emerged from Matt Hardy's lake.
Pretty much.
Because everything that's happened since, despite his best efforts, has been, Bray, look up! Why? Because about 8,000 tons of horse shit's about to land on your head.
again. And what's going to be happening at Crown Jewel? Oh, wait, are we going to be having another display of maggots on the floor again? Which only people at home can see, or on the WWE Network?
Something similar, probably.
Probably.
This time it's probably going to be the main event, and the canvas of the ring is probably going to collapse, and that all of underneath it will just be like a 4-ton maggot pit or something.
Yeah. Yes, I know that we have been going back and forth and everything. Oh, in case anybody may have not noticed, yes, we did mention that Seth Rollins is in a match against The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, a lot of you listening last week would have probably remembered that there was a 10-man tag team match. Team Hogan versus Team Flair.
Yes.
With Seth Rollins being the captain?
Well, it was supposed to be, yes, but
he's no longer the captain.
Funnily enough, I'm not surprised, but this does beg the question, WWE booking. Did you not look at each other's work and talk about this before you announced it on air, you cretins?
Communicate! Communicate!
So, the new captain of Team Hogan is...
Roman Reigns.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
This has almost reached Becky and Charlotte. I love you. I want to punch your face in. I love you. I want to punch your face in. Levels of stupidity.
Yep. Yeah. It gets worse.
Really?
Yes, I know we have not gone to the draft. We've gone off topic.
We will get back to the draft shortly.
We will get back to the draft.
Trust me, this is a pertinent point.
Right. Have you seen the other 2 matches that have been announced for Crown Jewel?
You've put me on the spot now, and off the top of my head, I can't remember them. Yes, I have seen that they've been announced.
Cesaro's got a match.
Lovely. I thought he just turned up and asked for a fight. I didn't think he got his matches booked in advance.
Cesaro's got a match.
Wonderful. Who against?
Mansoor.
Yeah, I know who he is. I'm just... the gears are grinding as I try and work out how Cesaro pasting him into the mat does anything for WWE's relations with the country where they're holding the match, and Mansoor somehow sneaking a win does anything but immediately kill Cesaro's push.
Yeah.
Talk about a no-win situation.
For Cesaro.
Yes.
Or WWE.
Well, WWE in general, because, as I say, it's in Saudi Arabia, and so that's where he's from.
Yeah.
Coming to their own country and going, look, here's one of your own, your great white hope. Oh, somebody fetch a spatula. He's been smeared into the mat. It's really insulting.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, killing Cesaro's push by, frankly, having someone who is, at this stage in his wrestling career, no offence to the guy, but not even fit to lace Ilya Dragunov's boots, doing something that Dragunov couldn't do, which is beating Cesaro.
Yeah.
Pretty much kills the whole I'll just fight anybody thing stone dead, because it's like, yeah, you might fight anybody, but you lost to him. Who's taking you seriously? WWE, publicity-wise, cannot win from this.
And he was one of the participants at the Greatest Royal Rumble, as he was given additional training, and he was involved with a physical, dealing with Sean Daivari and his brother. He made his debut on NXT live event under the name Mansoor Ali Shali.
He has shortened it since to Mansoor. He's appeared on NXT a few select times, usually being jobbed out in short order.
Yeah, he had, under the NXT live event, he lost to Luke Mendez. On his first televised match, he lost against Jason Riker, which is on February 6th, 2019. and he won the 51-man Battle Royal at the 2019 Super Showdown by last eliminating Elias.
Yes. The less said about what that does for Elias's credibility, the better, because that's not the point right now. But yeah,
but
generally speaking...
It's a rumble. At least he's protected, because it's 51 other competitors.
Generally speaking...
Yep.
Looking at this, Cesaro has to win. But this being
not winning. He's not
WWE's show in Saudi Arabia, when they've actually got a Saudi Arabian talent,
he's not winning.
He's not gonna. So... WWE just need to... they need to tread carefully with this, but the way I would book this, checks made payable to the Burning Truth, please, Vince, is a la Mikey Whipwreck in 90s ECW.
Possibly, yeah.
When he was the champ. Have him literally get Cesaro pasting him around the ring for 4 or 5 minutes, maybe as many as 7 or 8 if you think Cesaro can make it look like he's in jeopardy after that long, at which point, out of nowhere, one counter move, whatever the hell Mansoor's finisher is, if they've even decided yet, roll up, 1, 2, 3, get the hell out of the ring before Cesaro kills you. That's the only way they can book it.
Yeah.
And retain any shred of dignity for either man.
Yeah. Right.
Something tells me it's not going to go down like that, but we'll discuss it after it happens. Anyway, moving...
We'll discuss it in predictions next week.
Okay, what was the other match?
The other match is a 9-team tag team toil match. Turmoil match for the WWE World Cup.
So it's going to be teams representing countries like people represented countries in the Cruiserweight Classic, is it?
Nope.
Philadelphia, born and bred, formerly Mustafa, now just Ali.
Nope.
Suddenly representing Pakistan again. And things like that. Nope. Shoehorning that in. No?
Nope. We've got the New Day versus the Viking Raiders versus Heavy Machinery versus Lucha House Party.
Okay, hold on. We're getting somewhere here. The New Day, well, they can claim to be from Ghana. Because that's where Kofi is from.
If they have Kofi.
Yeah. Heavy Machinery, well, they can claim to be American. That's fine. Lucha House Party, that's Mexico covered. Who was the other team?
Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders, that's whatever in WWE's mind Viking means, be it Danish, Norwegian, general Scandinavian, whatever the hell it is.
Right.
That's at least a few different countries. Go on, keep going. I'm waiting for this to fall down because I know it will.
Right with the next one, right now. Zack Ryder and Kate Hawkins.
Representing the People's Republic of Long Island.
Versus the Revival.
Representing hashtag RKOistan, or not even RKO. What is it? They call hashtag FTRistan. It's a new country. It's based in Wisconsin, but don't tell anyone for tax reasons.
This is the OC.
The OC? Well, I suppose you can technically claim on a technicality, because, hey, that's what WWE specialise in, that they represent Japan?
No.
Because they wrestled there for a bit?
No, not going there. Nope.
Okay, what?
Versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Okay. Well, they can be Team Canada. Oh, shit, no, probably best not say that to Robert Roode.
Versus the B team.
The B team,
No.
who can represent Bolivia, Botswana,
No.
Bajingo Land, and whatever other countries R-Truth can come up with on commentary when he's randomly hiding to defend his 24/7 title.
Which will somehow happen.
You just know that as much as I'm clutching at straws here, I've put more thought into this than WWE's booking team have.
Why can I see R-Truth getting involved in Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury? Tyson knocking him out and becoming the 24/7 champion.
What have we said, Burns?
I know.
Give them ideas.
I know!
But if that does happen, checks made payable to the Burning Truth, please, Mr. McMahon.
Or Cain Velasquez. What? I know.
You've just opened up a really Bray Wyatt-sized can of maggot worms there, and I wish you would close it again, but now it's open, it cannot be closed. Thank you for that.
Anyway.
In a parallel universe, before we got so massively sidetracked, we're literally 3 countries across to the left, weren't we talking about the draft?
Yes, we were, and we're going back to it right now with the second round pick, which, as we already stated, Randy Orton from SmackDown to Raw, Sasha Banks from Raw to SmackDown, Ricochet from Raw to Raw, Braun Strowman from Raw to SmackDown, Bobby Lashley from Raw to Raw.
Yes.
Right.
Now, a couple of these, shock, horror, actually make sense.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks to SmackDown.
Yeah.
After the rip-roaring success of her attempts to win the WWE Raw Women's Championship from Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
She's now permanently on the show where she's going to have to play second fiddle to her new evil best friend.
Yeah.
Screw you, bitches.
Pretty much.
That should be fun.
Which we'll get to that shortly. And then,
But
third
Braun Strowman
round.
to SmackDown is an interesting one. Sorry, just to cut across you for a second. Because he was getting a little bit sort of, you know... Well, he was only ever going sideways on Raw, wasn't he, instead of up?
Or just running people over.
Yeah. And also potential reuniting with The Fiend again on SmackDown, which...
Or Brock Lesnar. Oh wait, they haven't announced Lesnar yet. Or Seth.
No, not yet. But anyway, yeah, that's potentially interesting. The rest are basically just staying on Raw. We saw that coming, that's fine. Right, the third round.
Alexa Bliss to Raw.
From Raw.
Lacey Evans from Raw to SmackDown.
Oh, no one cares. To SmackDown. And no one still cares.
Kevin Owens from SmackDown to Raw?
What? Right when he was just getting some traction on SmackDown, and it was the smaller brand, so his star power could be allowed to be made to look brighter, he's chucked straight back in and lost in the shuffle.
Didn't he just get rid of the management of who was running SmackDown?
Yeah. Do you know what? Generally speaking, I am honestly starting to think that the 3 smartest superstars in the whole of the WWE umbrella right now might be Breezango and Finn Balor.
Possibly.
For choosing to go back to NXT and abandon this carnage.
Well, actually, there's 4, but we'll get to that one later.
Sure, yeah. So, yeah, Kevin Owens back to Raw, which makes... Well, frankly, the contradiction in terms is it makes no sense, but it's also not anything like as much no sense as some of the other stuff we've said so far.
Yeah.
If you can follow my drift, and if you can, congratulations, because I'm sure WWE tied themselves in knots repeatedly over this.
Yeah. How about the third round pick, the Revival?
Hashtag FTRKO, because hell, nothing makes an interesting hashtag like a jumble of even more letters. You know, no one really knows what they're for. You
know, the guys that are on Raw, that are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, where do you think they're going?
Can I give you a clue, folks at home? It's not NXT.
No.
This one is...
It's not 205 Live either.
This one actually makes sense. The guys with the blue tag team titles are joining the Blue Brand.
Hey!
What can you do? Also, Natalya goes from Raw to Raw.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
As do the Viking Raiders, who
No,
are
no,
the
no,
first
no, no,
pick
no, no,
from
no, no.
round 4.
This was round 4, which
Yeah.
is Viking Raiders from
From
Raw to
to
Raw.
Raw.
Lucha House Party, which is Kalisto,
Raw.
Gran Malika, and Lance Dorado.
Lince Dorado.
From Raw
To
to SmackDown.
Interesting, because Lucha House Party are a fantastic group, and I presume they will still also be on 205 Live, since that seems to be
Still ongoing, yeah.
a separate thing. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Nikki Cross
From Raw to Raw.
to Raw, because of course of her tag team with Alexa Bliss, which they were more sensible than to break up. Thank heavens for small mercies.
Why didn't they mention them together as a tag team?
Yeah. Listen, we left logic at the door about 45 minutes ago. Who knows?
Right? And then, Heavy Machinery from SmackDown to SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? To Smack? I thought they were going to TNA Explosion.
No.
No, are they not? Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
And then, for the final round 4 draft pick.
The final pick of the first installment of the draft, which took place on Friday Night SmackDown.
From NXT, the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. From NXT to Raw.
Yes, which has been pretty much telegraphed for the last 900 weeks of them doing backstage skits on Raw. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah. Anyway, all I'll state is,
Excuse me.
there were 8 additional picks announced on the WWE website on October 13th, except for Apollo Crews, who was slated to be part of the Night 2 pool. But let's just state, I'll just put them out now. Apollo Crews from SmackDown to SmackDown, the B Team from SmackDown to SmackDown, Drew Gulak from 205 Live to SmackDown.
Does that mean he's now a SmackDown exclusive, or will he still appear on 205 Live / NXT as well? Because frankly, at this stage, who knows? But I also hope it's both.
Yep. EC3 from Raw to Raw. He's not going to be liking that.
No,
Eric Young. From Raw to Raw.
From Christ, are they still hiring this guy to Raw?
Yeah,
Heath Slater from, wow, you thought Eric Young was getting lost in the shuffle. This guy's still here?
Yeah, from Raw to SmackDown.
Oh, no, to SmackDown. Back to the place where he was one half of the inaugural SmackDown Tag Team Champions with Rhino, lest we forget.
Yes.
Good for Heath Slater.
Yeah. He has kids.
Indeed. We're really plumbing the depths of Christ. Are these people still employed now?
He has kids!
No, following on from that, Sin Cara is still a thing?
Yeah.
Question mark. Has gone from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah.
Hang on, isn't he, under that mask, the artist about 10 years ago for about 5 minutes known as Hunico?
Yes.
Yeah. Wonder what happened to that career. And where did the big bloke on a bike that used to come out to the ring with go?
I'm just trying.
The one that's named after, I can't remember his name, but I just remember that it was a tribe of Native American Indians, which, as he's Mexican, was only slightly insulting.
Oh. But the funny thing about it is, he can actually do it.
Yeah.
Because he can be Sin Cara, because you do know that he has been known as Mystico in the past.
Yes.
The other version of him, though.
Yeah.
And Incognito.
But why, here's another headbanger moment.
Yep.
They've just moved the Lucha House Party to SmackDown. Why have they then moved Sin Cara from SmackDown to Raw, when Sin Cara could have become the 4th member of the Lucha House Party, because he's a luchador that wears a mask, and they could have teamed him up and stuff, and, mindfuck. What were they thinking?
Yeah, I believe the person that you were referring to was Camacho, was it?
Yes, I think so.
I'm just trying to find out where Camacho is now.
It would help for the sake of a popular internet engine search if you could remember what his real name was.
I'm trying to find him.
Right, talk amongst yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
He could be here all week.
Aha! He is an American professional wrestler of, I believe, Fijian or possibly Samoan heritage, with a name that, for reasons of national security, I'm not even going to attempt to try and pronounce, who is currently working for New Japan Pro Wrestling under the ring name Tanga Loa. That I can say.
Are you referring to, I believe, the son of Haku?
I do believe that is the case, yes.
Yeah. Wow. He's doing not too bad for himself.
Yeah. Is it weird that I was like, ooh, I say, when the first thing that YouTube threw up when I googled Camacho WWE was a match from the April 17, 2014 edition of NXT. Camacho versus Oliver Gray.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah. Make of that what you will.
Ouch. And what makes us really, really dumbfounded,
yeah,
and this is for me, it's just, they've got Camacho.
Yeah.
Right. He's now known as Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
Or originally Tonga Roa. And he is part, he's with, his family.
Yeah.
And he is wrestling in New Japan. And how well is he doing?
I'm guessing quite well.
Yeah, he is. The fact is, he is doing so well, I believe that he ended up becoming his former ROH Tag Team Champs.
Yeah, for one time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions as the Gorillas of Destiny, and 5-time and current IWGP Tag Team Champions with his brother, Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Not doing bad for himself, is he?
Yeah. Now,
given that he was basically brought in as a joke to bully people around that Hunico couldn't beat on his own.
Yeah. And what's so surprising is, 5-time IWGP Tag Team Champions. He's been a one-time, never open-weight 6-man Tag Team Champions with Bad Luck Fail and Tajiri. Oh, no, 3 times, my mistake, actually. A one-time ROH Tag Team Champion. With Possibilities Dynasty. And other championships.
A one-time TNA Gut Check participant in 2015. And a one-time FCW Florida Tag Team Champion with CJ Parker. Remember him? Yeah, the Environment Warrior. How WWE could do with that gimmick right about now.
Yeah, and speaking of him, didn't he lose a championship to a former WWE wrestler?
Possibly.
Moxley, who has actually been stripped of the US Championship belt.
Has he?
Yes. He's no longer with them.
Oh, I see. He lost the title to Moxley, who is now under official contract to
AEW.
Absolute Egomaniac Wrestling, and therefore has been stripped of the title.
No, yeah, he wasn't stripped because he wasn't able to win the title. But anyway, the point being is, he's doing not too bad for himself.
As well.
Right now. Yeah, he was made a joke on WWE.
Yes.
And being treated very seriously in Japan.
As tends to be the case. Strange that. Yeah. Mind you, Japan don't always get it right. They treated Eric Rowan very seriously.
And?
Well,
I
yeah.
took him serious.
It's only because he's 8'4" and you're scared of him.
Blame me?
I wouldn't be. I'd accept the beating to within an inch of my life that I get when I told him to his face that he's a big, scary, bearded weirdo.
Anyway.
Moving swiftly on, the last one that we haven't met yet of the night, we haven't mentioned yet, of the night one supplementary picks.
Tamina.
Actually changed brands.
Yes. Tamina. From Raw to SmackDown.
General scheme of things. Whatever. But yeah, okay, at least they're trying.
And then we get to Raw.
Night 2. The Monday Night Raw leg of WWE's 2019 Clusterfuck Extraordinaire.
Where there were 6 rounds of draft picks during Night 2 of the 2019 draft. With WWE Stephanie McMahon announcing each draft pick for each round. And the number 1 draft pick and Raw Women's Championship Becky Lynch defeated SmackDown representatives Charlotte Flair, who replaced SmackDown draftee Sasha Banks, who was not medically cleared to compete, to earn the Raw the first draft pick of the night.
Yes. Again, not really a necessary match because of the fact that Raw were having 3 picks at every 2 of SmackDown, so they were going to bookend every segment anyway.
Right, so, first round pick on Night 2, Seth Rollins, from Raw, Universal Champion, to
Raw. Because he's the Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second round. First round draft pick.
Yeah. Second person to be picked. Brock Lesnar. No, Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. You know, the WWE champion.
To be drafted from Raw to the brand he's the champion of.
SmackDown.
You know, because sometimes logic and common sense are irrefutable and you just have to go with them.
And do you make it even more stupid?
What?
The fact that wasn't done on the first round? On the first night?
Yeah, well, the thing is, they've got to save some heavyweights back for the Raw side, haven't they? They can't announce it all on SmackDown.
Right. And then Charlotte from SmackDown to Raw. Huh? Didn't Charlotte just fight for SmackDown?
Yeah, and she's gone to Raw now.
Yeah, so what was she fighting?
Oh, it's because she was SmackDown Women's Champion for 3 minutes, 5 minutes ago. Keep up.
Was.
Yeah, was.
Who we haven't mentioned yet, by the way.
Yeah, who has not yet been drawn, but is coming fairly soon.
Yeah. New Day.
Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods.
Yep. From SmackDown going to SmackDown.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure that move will have shaken them to all 6 of their boots.
The next pick I'm actually looking forward to.
It could well be interesting.
Which is none other than Andrade with Selena Vega from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah, this could lead to a reigniting of an NXT feud with someone who's made a similar journey who we're going to mention in about 10 minutes.
When we get there.
Possibly less if we don't get massively waylaid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
But that's interesting, yeah. Also, going in the same direction from SmackDown to Raw.
Wait. Round 2. Round 2.
That's round 1. This is the first pick in round 2. Technically free agents while they hold the Women's Tag Team Championship, which can be defended on any brand, but for the sake of the draft, moving from SmackDown to Raw.
Yep. The Kabuki Warriors.
The Katsu Curry Warriors. Sorry,
no,
what?
The Kabuki Warriors, and please be respectful.
seriously, if Nigel McGuinness can get away with calling them the loser house party on WWE commentary, I can make a joke at the expense of Asuka and Kairi Sane, surely.
Okay. Then, Mr. Yes Man, Daniel Bryan, from SmackDown to SmackDown.
All the way to SmackDown.
And
then, just because, as if the torment of the storyline they're putting the poor returning bastard through wasn't enough.
Yep.
They're making it permanent.
Yep.
Along with burying his day, which seems to no longer be a thing.
Yep.
Rusev is moving from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
I stopped hoping that they'd ever actually legitimately give Rusev a push and give him what he deserves about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway.
As I think did most of the WWE universe.
Bayley, SmackDown Women's Champion, from SmackDown to
Raw.
SmackDown.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, my mistake. I was reading the next line down. To SmackDown, of course, because she's the champion.
Yeah.
Anticlimax, but actually kind of makes sense.
Yes, it does. It does.
And guess what, Bayley?
Go on.
I still love you, even if everyone else in the crowd now thinks you're a two-faced bitch.
Yeah.
Nice new haircut, by the way.
Yeah. We'll discuss the segment from SmackDown a bit later, because we still haven't got to... We need to get to the 5th round before we mention that.
Yes. But the final pick in the second round of the Raw draft pick moves to Raw, such is how the bookending of it works. And as I said, could renew his feud with the final pick from the first round, Andrade.
Yeah.
That would be former NXT champion and General Hellraiser, Aleister Black.
Who's looking for a fight?
Absolutely. Oh, hang on. I've just had a thought. He's looking for a fight. What brand did they put Cesaro on again?
They haven't mentioned it yet.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Because he's always looking for a fight as well. So wouldn't it be ironic and helpful to all concerned if it was the same brand that Aleister Black's on?
Possibly.
So that they could fight each other?
Possibly.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I might have already made a spoiler earlier.
Very possibly.
Yes. But anyway. Round 3.
Round 3.
We've got
Former
Cedric.
Cruiserweight champion, Cedric Alexander.
From Raw to Raw.
Yeah. Okay. Just put him back on 205 Live. Oh, no. Put him on NXT and have him compete for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship again.
Yep.
That'd be quite nice, but no. Anyway.
Yep.
Apparently, even though all they basically are is Mr. I'm being criminally wasted borderline as much as Rusev, and this is my cheerleader, they're listed in the draft as one pick.
Yeah, which is they're not an actual official team, even though they're being labelled as male wrestler and manager. Even though Sami Zayn isn't a damn manager.
Sami Zayn is not a manager, although is he not medically cleared? Is that why they're listing him as that?
Possibly.
I'm not sure, but either way. Shinsuke Nakamura, who was on SmackDown, and despite being Shinsuke Nakamura's manager, Sami Zayn, who was on Raw, and the Intercontinental Champion, Nakamura, are now both on SmackDown.
Right.
So, Nakamura hasn't moved on account of being the champion. Zayn has on account of, my manager's on a different brand. How does that work? Because he's not actually even a manager.
Yeah.
Oh. Have you got headaches yet? I'm really struggling with this. Yeah.
And we're not done yet.
And that's only going to get worse with the next one.
Right. I'm going to let you state the next one.
The next one, Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah.
From 205 Live. Will probably still be appearing on 205 Live, but let's not let that cloud things. To Raw.
Yeah.
The next one. Don't Call Me Mustafa Ali. From SmackDown.
And he's not a prince.
All the way to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And the next one, the final one in round 3, Eric Rowan from SmackDown to No, I'm kidding. To Raw. He's actually moved.
Yeah.
Which is...
Alone?
Yeah, apparently it would seem so. That he has moved not with Luke Harper, which is bizarre. And he's also moved away from... onto a different brand from Daniel Bryan, which is...
weird.
Puzzling.
Which means that feud's just completely ended.
Yeah, for no other reason than because Creative have got nothing for you. But we're in the middle of a feud! Creative has got nothing for you. Move
You
along.
lost! You lost!
I hate WWE Creative.
Round 4.
Yeah, we're going to get through this a bit quicker now because if you're lagging anything like as much as we are, we sympathise.
Yeah.
Round 4, pick one. Buddy Murphy.
From SmackDown to Raw.
Yes. So
that
he's
could
got
be a
twice
step
as
up,
many people to lose to on a weekly basis.
potentially, and the fact that I wonder if he'll actually get fitted on the damn show more regularly.
Well, now that they've got 3 hours instead of 2, you know, you can live in hopes.
You hope so,
Right.
or he could be another EC3.
Yeah, possibly. Second in round 4 draft picks.
Yep.
And this is just symptomatic of WWE in general at the moment. The
They're a tag
former
team.
Raw Tag Team Champions.
Oh wait, no,
Raw's
they were
Robert
Raw Tag Team
Roode.
Champions
The Raw's Robert Roode and SmackDown's Dolph Ziggler.
to SmackDown, but
Now
doesn't
moved
that
to
mean that the belts are gone with them? Oh
I
wait,
did say
no,
former, didn't I?
they didn't because they lost the belts on that exact night to.
Don't call them the War Raiders.
And don't call them the Viking Experience.
No.
They are the
Viking War Raider Experience.
the Viking Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah,
But anyway.
they won.
A split brand team that were the Raw Tag Team Champions are now on SmackDown. Yes.
Exclusively. Then we've got Jinder Mahal.
Jinder, my God, do they still employ this guy, Mahal,
Yep.
from Job Down to Job Raw? He's moved to the red brand.
Yeah.
Much like Buddy Murphy, because someone has to stare at the lights on that show.
Right, okay.
Carmella
From
has
SmackDown.
moved to SmackDown.
Yeah, and then R-Truth.
Has moved from SmackDown to Raw, thus needlessly breaking up that partnership.
Yeah, but... Huh?
Yeah.
Can't he go on both shows?
He's also
As
technically a free agent, being as he is the 24/7 champion, which is a title to be defended across all brands.
Or has he just been put on Raw because of the final hour, because of the extra hour, because the 24/7 championship was meant to be on Raw?
Essentially, that's probably as close to a critically thought out, sensible reason as we're going to get at this point.
Yeah.
Right, round 5.
Yep, Samoa Joe from Raw to Raw.
To Raw. The Miz.
From
From
Raw
Raw
to SmackDown.
to SmackDown.
Right.
The Miz,
Need to stop you there for a second.
Yeah.
Now, because we mentioned The Miz, we can now mention the SmackDown moments.
Oh, okay. It involved The Miz. Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, The Miz interviewing Bayley and Sasha Banks
Yes.
on SmackDown.
Where he will now be permanently with both of them.
Yeah. Which, did you watch the interview?
I did not.
Oh, he's not better.
But is he bitter, or is it just, I'm being told to be bitter because this is my character?
Oh, no. This could be possibly taking a swing at the WWE champion. Better.
Ooh.
He was asking for a reason why, and Bailey stated, I didn't have to give a reason, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And everything. And it was like, he then decided to turn around and say, oh, what? Are you staying quiet because you don't want to say anything and be outshined by Sasha Banks? With her there.
Bitchy.
Sasha Banks then pretty much turns around and just goes, hey, she doesn't need to talk for me. She is the SmackDown champion, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise that you were the new Brock Lesnar and she was a Paul Heyman.
Ooh. Not so much a kick in the ovaries as stamping on her toes. That was such a low blow.
Right. You know. But at least we'll probably see you more regularly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Crown Jewel, the next challenger for the SmackDown Women's Championship, The Miz.
No, but then.
Oh wait, no, hang on. It's in Saudi Arabia where I don't think they let the women compete. So no, scratch that.
No, Bailey then decided to give an answer that she was sick and tired. The promo that she gave was good. The fact that she was sick and tired of, everyone being so selfish around her. She always gave. Some people can say it's the typical heel thing, and yeah, you could say that.
But the thing is, it works because
it works.
There's a grain of truth in it.
And then she literally just goes, here's a little fact for you. Life sucks and then you die.
Interesting. Truthful, but the relevance to the rest of the promo being?
Basically, she's going badass.
All right.
Yeah,
well, that's fair enough.
Anyway, moving on. Akira Tozawa.
Akira Mizawa?
Tozawa.
What kind of weird hybrid is that?
Akira Tozawa from 205 Live to Raw.
You're fired. Whoever made that decision?
Why?
No, did you not? Oh, you never watched 205 Live, did you?
No.
For about 3 months on 205 Live, that was Tozawa's gimmick.
What?
Telling people they were fired when they weren't for no apparent reason, and then just pulling off that inane grin of his.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
That's just no. Moving on. King Corbin.
Karen Boring goes from Raw to SmackDown. Guess what? He's King of the Ring. He should also be a free agent. But yeah, what do we know?
No. It's fine. I'm happy with that. He gets to hang out with Randy Orton again.
Next pick. Genuinely.
Wait.
They still employ this guy?
Wait. Before we get there, King Corbin can hang around Randy Orton breaking thrones. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Well, they didn't tell him the real reason why it had a hole in the middle of the seat, but yeah, never mind.
Oops. Then from
holy crap, they still hire this guy, and he's not the United States or Intercontinental Champion. He's clearly just there for a payday. Shelton Benjamin
from SmackDown to Raw. Still, if at last check, still doing that horrible gimmick of being asked a question, then glaring at the camera with a face.
Well, if he was glaring at the camera with his arse, he'd get himself in no end of trouble, wouldn't he?
No, but the look on his face makes it look. It's just like, really?
And you genuinely thought, just randomly saying things like, "You'd better win, or you're fired." Akira Tozawa is somehow worse than that.
Yes, it is. If you saw it.
Well, I haven't seen Shelton Benjamin staring a hole in the camera, but I thought Akira Tozawa was quite entertaining.
It's not that. It's just you see him get asked a question. He looks up to the side, puzzled, thinking about it. Looks at the camera, just smirks, smiles, and walks off.
Oh, he's trolling Chris Jericho.
And this was before Chris Jericho
Really?
was over. No, before he was over officially. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how long he's been doing it.
The last time Jericho in WWE did the whole absence and come back thing when he was like, come to the ring, listen to the crowd, say nothing and bugger off again.
Yeah, but he's doing this in backstage segments.
Whatever.
Which makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But then has anything about this draft really?
No, it's like questions. Who do you think will be WWE champion? Pause.
Look up, look left, smirk, leave.
No.
Which, trust me, isn't a slogan that sells as many T-shirts as "Arrive, Raise Hell, Leave."
It's not like it's a quick look up, smirk, leave. It lingers on that long. It's like that's as borderline creepy as in you might need to see a psychiatrist or get certain things checked for a certain little blue dot on your computer. Maybe.
Yes. Anyway, let's move on.
Moving on.
Round 6, the final round. Let's get this out of the way because then we've got to do the supplementary picks and I might just lose the will to live before the end of them. So, round 6, Rey Mysterio stays on Raw.
Yeah.
Chad Gable stays on SmackDown.
Hang on. Rey Mysterio is still on Raw?
Yes.
Think about that.
That kind of throws the main event for the SmackDown WWE Championship at Crown Jewel into somewhat of a conundrum, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, seeing as he was supposedly meant to be in the corner of somebody.
Who might possibly be a SmackDown superstar now if they've officially signed, which I believe they have.
He has signed a contract, but I don't think he's actually...
You think it's a Brock Lesnar-sized contract?
Possibly, at the moment.
Anyway, Chad Gable has moved from SmackDown to SmackDown.
No, we can't call him that. We have to call him by his WWE. Oh, wait, no, we don't. We're not employed by WWE. Chad Gable.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the next one. Titus O'Neil has stayed on Raw.
Titus O'Neil. Titus will
pass.
Titus will slide. From Raw, sliding into Raw.
Yeah, sliding under the ring on one side of Raw and out the ring on the other side and funnily enough, he's still on Raw.
Pretty much. And then we've got the musician, Elias, going from SmackDown to SmackDown.
Where he's done precisely jack shit in the 9 months he's currently been on SmackDown, so why not just have another 9 months of the same? Nothing kills momentum like inactivity. Finally, Liv Morgan.
Last but not least, Liv Morgan from SmackDown to
Raw. Liv Morgan not mentioned with either Ruby Riott, who is injured, or Sarah Logan, excuse me. Who is she injured or was she just in the supplemental? He says, scrolling down.
I'm just checking. Nope.
She was in the supplemental, and okay, that makes sense when you see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, night 2 supplementary pick. I'll speed this up quickly for you now. Cesaro from Raw to SmackDown.
Tag team Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder from
Raw to Raw. Dana Brooke from Raw to SmackDown.
Anyone else looking forward to Dana Brooke versus that Lacey fucking Evans like they're looking forward to a hole in the head? Yep, me too.
I actually think Dana Brooke will do it. It'll probably do Dana Brooke some good. Actually getting a match.
Well, I suppose it's a start.
Because the last time I checked is the last time I think I remember she was trying to challenge Ronda Rousey, even though she stated, "I'm going to challenge you for this belt, even though you're going to kick my ass," and then has her arm broken.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Drake Maverick.
Huh?
Still your 205 Live general manager, but apparently now also a wrestler on SmackDown.
Oh, that means he can't fight for the 24/7 championship.
Well, actually, in theory he can, because in theory anyone can win it. But yes, I get your point. It is a stupid decision on paper.
Yeah, I know.
Right, the tag team that really, really are lucky they didn't exist 20 years ago when they would blatantly have been called the Red Hot Lesbians.
They're not lesbians.
One of them is.
She's part of the LGBTQ.
Yes, she's gay. She admitted it on Tough Enough. That's how she got the job.
Yes. Fire and desire.
Yeah, so, like I said, hot lesbians, because one of them's hot and one of them's a lesbian. Come on, we all know how Vince Russo's mind works.
Oh, no!
Lives in. Anyway, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville stay on SmackDown.
Yes.
The Iconics.
The Iconics! Billy Kay and Peyton Royce.
A.K.A. the most irritating people on WWE.
Who became WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And then held them for 4 months and defended them twice, and the second time they lost them. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Go from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah. Luke Harper. I can see something going here. I can see something going here. From SmackDown to... wait? SmackDown?
Oh, what? SmackDown. Oh, okay.
So, Bludgeon Brothers or...
Interestingly, Bludgeon Brothers / Harper and Rowan are now on separate brands.
Yeah.
But Harper, Strowman, and Wyatt are now all on SmackDown. Interesting, and it's probably going nowhere. But hey, we've noted it.
And rumour has it that Luke Harper is currently unhappy with WWE at the moment, supposedly.
Yeah, he allegedly asked for and was refused his release not long ago.
And they've extended it.
They were going to do something with him.
And they've extended it. Because he's been off.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
And then finally, Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, and Sarah Logan.
From Raw to SmackDown.
Stay on Raw.
Now, you think that would be the end of it?
Yes.
You think after all that, they would technically...
Leave it the fuck alone.
Leave it alone? No. They decided to do a post-draft trade.
Yes.
On a premiere episode of Backstage. A following night 2. Which is that WWE... Well, Triple H announced a trade between Raw and SmackDown. Basically that in return for SmackDown getting these people, Raw gets a future draft pick, be it from SmackDown or a free agent, or frankly, who knows at this point. Or a tag team.
Yeah, because Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross
have now been traded from Raw to SmackDown.
Interesting.
Right. Okay, so do you know what I find so stupid about this?
Go on.
And I'm really... No. What I do find stupid, I'm happy Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are on SmackDown because it does bolster the women's division. It does.
It does.
But what does that say about the whole draft?
That the whole thing was a thrown together crock of shit?
And that they're just going to be using post-draft trades just to randomly mix it up so any fucker can go anywhere.
Yeah, essentially everything that they've done up to this point.
So basically,
it's going to be contradicted at any point and means nothing.
Yeah. And we've got some free agents, which is due to injury, inactivity, not being drafted during their draft pool.
Yes.
Which is Aiden English has gone from SmackDown to 205 Live.
To the 205 Live commentary desk.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He's actually quite good at commentary. I say leave him to it.
Yes. Leo Rush from Raw to NXT.
To NXT and more precisely 205 Live, where he is the current Cruiserweight Champion.
Yes. Oh, no. NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
So yeah, probably both brands, but
yeah,
since that is now since 205 Live is now part of NXT, technically NXT.
Yeah. Alicia Fox, who was not on either draft pool, has left WWE.
As far as all intents and purposes are considered, has retired.
Yes.
The authors
Or
of
has been nudged
Pain.
out, possibly.
Yes.
So, Akam and Razor,
The authors of Pain,
yeah, weren't drafted,
Undrafted.
but were signed.
as free agents on their comeback from one of them being injured, I forget which one, signed to Raw,
Raw.
the exact same brand they were on before.
Yeah.
Hang on. Wasn't their former manager, Drake Maverick, signed to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
I think that they dropped that angle.
Yeah, I think so. Well, to be fair, he said he was going to manage them to the Raw Tag Team Championships. He did. They may have only held them for about 3 minutes, but they won them, so he did his job.
Yeah, okay. And then...
The Ascension.
Wait. We've now got picked. We're going to be mentioning names that have not been picked, but there is a few other people
Been
additionally on
currently
this.
assigned in the draft to any brand and are currently still within the company, but apparently free agents.
Mm-hmm.
And we have The Ascension, Connor and Victor.
Yep, who last appeared at WrestleMania 35. And then we've got the
The
Colons.
Epico and Primo. I think
And
it's
the-
pronounced Cologne, but yeah,
Yep.
okay. Not colon.
Ember Moon hasn't been drafted due to a ankle injury. Jeff Hardy has not been drafted due to a leg injury and possible being in trouble with the police.
Yep.
Lars
Lana
Sullivan
has not been
we're not-
drafted.
Yeah, Lana was not drafted, even though technically her husband is on Raw and her so-called boy toy is on Raw.
Yeah. Not got a clue what's going on there. Let's move on. Lars Sullivan is inactive due to a knee injury.
Well, he's not been stated.
Maria Kanellis
Yeah,
has not been drafted, although it's probably fair to say will continue to appear as the supportive wife / incredibly unsupportive thorn in the arse of her husband on 205 Live.
who have we mentioned his name?
He is not even on this list, I don't think. He's not been mentioned at all.
No, he could be on just 205 Live now.
You'd have to imagine so, since they haven't bothered to change or update him because he's this generation's current JTG. I think they've forgotten they employ him.
Or Job Squad.
Yeah, them too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maurice
Was manager of The Miz,
is now pregnant and off on maternity leave.
and most likely will be on SmackDown when she returns.
Because so will the Miz.
Yes. Matt Hardy,
Not injured, but not making a great deal of appearances. Not in either of the draft pools. No idea why.
yep.
No clue.
Mickey James,
Inactive due to a leg injury, has been doing commentary for Main Event during her recovery.
yeah. And doing a good job.
Doing a good job, yeah. Naomi,
Yeah.
not inactive as far as we know. Last appeared in July.
Yep.
Might possibly be indirectly in hot water due to her relationship with someone else who's in hot water. Distinctly unfair, but that seems to be the way WWE's doing it.
What?
What?
We'll cover that one last.
Yeah,
Then we've got
yeah.
Nia Jax, who is currently on Raw but not been mentioned.
Inactive
Is
due to a knee
inactive
injury.
due to a knee injury. Paige was neither on the draft pools, inactive due to neck injury, but was the manager.
Which has forced her to retire, was the GM of SmackDown and then the manager of the Crab Cake Warriors.
The Kabuki Warriors. But they might be dropping Paige away from the Kabuki Warriors, seeing as they've now become more villainous.
And cutting promos by themselves, which are perfectly good in Japanese.
Yep. Ruby Riott has not been mentioned due to being inactive due to shoulder injury. Sheamus.
Sorry, Ruby
Sheamus
Riott will
is
probably
not
join
moved.
up with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan when
Possibly. But then Sheamus is a SmackDown man, but he's not been drafted, even though he's got a concussion. And last but
go on. Last but not least,
the Usos. Huh?
yeah, not in either of the draft pools. Currently on Raw, but inactive due to the fact that WWE don't want to officially admit it, but I think Jimmy's in rehab.
Yeah, potentially, because he's got a DUI.
Yes.
And has had arrest and slash charges that incurred in July.
Yes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the draft. Pick the bones out of that if you actually can. I've only just got one question, really.
Yeah.
Why, oh why, since it seems to be the done thing these days, and there's only two people on the commentary team, is the third man on the SmackDown commentary team not Sheamus?
I don't know why.
Hang on, have I tapped into something that there's a really obvious reason and I just don't know what it is there? Or
No, I don't know why.
You know what I mean? Since the trend is to put everyone who is even remotely injured for even a short length of time on commentary.
Even though since September 19th, it was reported he is healed and ready to return to the ring.
Yeah. If they don't want to put him on commentary because he's healed and returned to the ring, I've only got one thing to say, really.
Go on.
As much fun as his singles push has been,
yeah,
bring back the bar. I'm thirsty. I mean, they're a good tag team.
Yeah, but I think they're not doing that because they're having Cesaro get his ass whooped by Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Shame.
Pretty much.
Oh well.
Pretty much.
So that pretty much sums up that absolute nest of hornets.
It is. And it's weird how they've handled the entire situation. They've been going back and forth and back and
Analysis
forth.
From actual genuine sportscasters from the USA Network and from Fox.
Yep.
And the frankly laughable, boardroom, war room, toilet room, whatever the hell they were calling it, with the executives in it.
No idea.
Really fake cheering every time someone was acquired by one brand or another.
No idea.
Did you not watch the draft?
I switched off eventually.
The backstage shots of the people in suits who no one knew who they were, which they referred to as the USA War Room or something stupid like that. Yeah, anyway. The whole thing essentially was just an excuse to move some people around a bit, and it didn't really do anything. And
they've now also got the trade system, so they can basically just switch if something's not working. It's not working on Raw, just switch it.
Just about the only positive from that pretty much was... Oh, yeah. They left NXT the smeg alone, and that's good. Because I, for one, was sick of every single time anyone got half a decent run in NXT. Go get lost in the shuffle on one of the main shows. You off with
Street
you.
Profits.
Yeah.
Street Profits got pulled up to Raw.
No, that's what I'm saying. But apart from that, they pretty much left NXT alone. Which is good, because...
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, didn't NXT gain wrestlers recently?
Yeah, a couple of high-profile ones, actually.
Yeah.
Because now NXT is officially part of the club and for everyone.
Yeah, with Finn Balor.
Yes. And also likely to arrest itself for fashion violations.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
But anyway, yeah, that concludes the draft. That concludes this week in the crazy, yes, that is your brain dribbling out of your ear. Go and see a doctor. Insane world of WWE.
And so with that, we're going to be basically calling this a wrap-up. Because originally we were going to be covering WWE versus NXT versus AEW Dynamite, but we decided to do this instead as a bit of a one-off special because There was no way we were going to be able to do all that in one hit.
Oh, hell no. We will cover that, but like you say, it may take more than one show, and it'll happen in the future.
Yes. But anyway.
Anyway, this was a pre-recorded special, although you'll hear it at the regular time. So if you're listening now and you've sat through us trying to make sense of that colossal heap of dung, you'll be like, why is he saying that? This is the normal time. But
it's past 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
We pre-recorded it because...
Oh, actually, not past 11 o'clock yet, but it will be.
Fairly soon, yes. But anyway, the point is, we pre-recorded it just in case we absolutely collapse in a fit of the I can't actually speak with how stupid this is, or the swearing became so massively constant that we had to edit it. Luckily, no such time was required.
Yay!
Hooray, we got through without descending into farce or just a wall of abusive language.
Yay!
I think that's a massive high five and a plus for us, to be honest, because have you seen some of the material we've had to deal with?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right,
anyway.
Okay. Thanks for listening. We will return you next week to your regularly scheduled programming.
Whoa.
Burning
Plugs!
Yeah, I know they were coming. I didn't say goodbye. I just said thanks for listening.
Yeah, but that's topics of this week covered. But anyway, I'm just going to go straight through the plugs right now, which is please check out UKWA, UK Wrestling Alliance, as there could be some interesting news in regards to that. Before we actually go off, I want to mention one thing about UKWA, and this is to do with the original scheduled November show, which I will just state. Yes, if anybody's followed us on social media, you may already know about it. But I'll just clear some things up right now. The show has been cancelled for November. That is 100% fact. Let me just state also that the UKWA is still going.
The show has been cancelled in November. The company still very much has not, and will be returning to promoting shows early in 2020.
Potentially or sooner if possible. But we will be making them announcements as soon as we can. But let me just state this for a fact that, because we have had a few we have had a few messages asking in regards to the future. Are we done? Is it wrapped up? What's going on? All I'll just state is nobody's at blame. Certain things had to change, and we ended up just having to cancel the show. And we thought, instead of us just rushing out and just rushing a show to a new location and other stuff as well.
We decided we would pull back, take stock, and, come back properly.
Correct. And pretty much just basically, we don't want to just hammer it out.
We don't want a show for the sake of a show that you're going to go away from thinking, did the WWE Draft team book that? No. We want a show that you're going to come away from thinking, well, that was great. I really enjoyed that. That was a good night. And so...
And that it was worth your money. And let me just state this as well before I go. And this is an additional cheap plug, and also a congratulations to a brand new company, In and Out Wrestling.
Now, I've heard good things about them. They've currently done one show, but I think Chantel Jordan has already wrestled 57 matches for them because she works that damn hard.
No. It was their first. They actually had They have done a more of a on the road show, which wasn't an official show, but I believe they actually had their first official show last Friday.
Yeah, which was by all accounts Nantwich. Went very well.
I actually turned up for it.
Oh, really?
I actually turned up for it. I can honestly say for the value for price, I was absolutely astounded. The wrestling was top notch, and I would highly recommend anybody. It's another company to add on to the list of. Please check out your local company. 100%. I just thought
Absolutely.
to just give him a mention, especially for the fact that it was an entertaining show. Highly recommend them, so keep your eye out on for In and Out Wrestling as well. Anyway, let's get back to plugs. So please check out UKWA, also known as UK Wrestling Alliance. Please check out Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy if you are looking to learn, and also other wrestling schools, especially like I believe the Barracks Wrestling. There's also House of Pain Wrestling School, and Academy Pro Wrestling as well. But let me just state the Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy beginner classes are on Monday, £10 per class, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. But for all the training schools, check out their social media for location sites and also time and dates of other classes as well. We also recommend you check out JFX 3D. Amazing work, especially for the custom-made championships. And of course, please check out, charities like Mind, Changes for, UK for health and well-being, Messy for Mind, Donna Louise. They absolutely do credit for their work, and I highly recommend you check out all them charities. It's always good to give. It's always good to give to charities. We also recommend you check out bands like, the New Breed, Camens, Blackpool. We, of course, also recommend you all to check out the lighter side of wrestling, especially with OSW Review, Botchamania, WrestleCrap. You're welcome, Matthew.
Cheers, RD. Nice one.
And, of course, check out, YouTube shows like Phil DeFranco, When Fandom Strike, who's also on TikTok with an amazing, series. We also check out the multiple channels of Luke Moto. We also recommend you check out First We Feast, especially the hot ones, as they've absolutely got some interesting interviews on there. And I can honestly say, for interviews on there, I'm actually studying hot ones to basically learn, to learn some of the interview style, actually, because it is that good. That good.
There you go.
And we, of course, recommend you all to check out, Fallon Podcast, of course, which is like, Pull or Pass radio show, We the Independents, Game Pop Culture, Think Wrestling. They do absolutely amazing, with their, Pull and Pass radio, where they talk all things geeky. We the Independent Specialists in regards to equity, and of course Train Pop Culture, with their multiple discussions going from Marvel to wrestling, and also alcohol as such, and Think Wrestling, because we've got much love for Tom Baker.
Hell yeah.
Of
Fellow
course,
commentator.
Exactly. We also recommend, if you are, after, party packages and everything, and are looking for people to get a party going, party packages, soft play, bouncing castles, magic shows, mini discos, face painting and glitter, stilt walking, balloon modelling, balloon decorating, fire and illusion shows. We recommend you check out Fabaloony, which is the website is www.fabaloony.co.uk. We also recommend you check out Kayfabe Music UK, who, of course, did the music for us.
For the Burning Truth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which you only heard the brief introduction at the start, and of course you'll probably hear the full song at the end of this episode. But we recommend you check them out. They do amazing custom-made work, and I've recently got some new songs that they just highlighted recently. Check them out. Of course, for all things British wrestling, we highly recommend, and I do state this, highly recommend Turnbuckle TV. And why is that?
Because it's the home of over 30 wrestling promotions, with new content constantly being added, and is yours for the frankly ridiculously cheap sum of $3.99 a month. That is less than £1 a week. What else can you get for that these days?
£1 a week?
Less than £1 a week.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost basically, it's just unbelievable great value. Get on it. Especially, with multiple shows on there, UKWA is on there, which if anybody is interested in signing up to Turnbuckle TV, you of course can just jump onto it by going on to www.turnbuckletv.com/UKWA. or any of the promotions that are on there. If you wanted to basically help your local promotions as well.
Yep.
But as always, we also always recommend everybody check out your local wrestling shows. Just some in case you need to mention. One of them being United Wrestling, which I've got a show on next Friday, just to mention. And of course, Academy Pro Wrestling, Future Championship Wrestling, who may actually have a show next Sunday as well. Of course, we recommend you check out Fusion Pro Wrestling, who had a show on last night. The Barracks Wrestling, Pro Wrestling for You, and I believe Preston City Wrestling. Any others I've missed?
Falling Star Wrestling, Future Shock Wrestling, ICW, PCW, or PBW, sorry, the Scottish one.
Yeah.
Indeed. Many, many others. And if, like me, your mind's gone blank and you can't think of any...
Slam Wrestling. And if you want to mention... And if we've even run out of ideas and won't go to a new show, where can we find that?
Well, guess what? There just happens to be an application on the internet where you can do just that.
Which you can download to your phone.
Yeah, which is absolutely free.
Exactly. Babyface Wrestling UK. Not only can you download it, and which is the interesting point, the wrestlers that you do follow, you can actually get a direct feed of the people who you follow, so you can always check up what their latest shows are, where they're actually paying a visit to.
Just be wary if you click on Chantal Jordan's page, because
she's not everywhere.
One page. It's 670 pages because the girl never stops wrestling.
Pretty much. But anyway, it's free. It's free. Just to state that once more, it's free.
Can't state that clearly enough. If you thought $3.99 a month was a bargain, which it is, for Turnbuckle TV, you can't get much more of a bargain than completely free.
With information, of course. And they're also getting some blogs on there as well, I believe. And, of course, check out the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where we've already been through all this. You can check us out on there. But just to state, if you go onto the links page, you cannot hold us responsible for any external link sources. Of course, check out our social media. You know all them. We've got past episodes on Spotify. And with that is going to be a wrap-up right now for this week's episode. So, of course, as always, we stay well, stay safe. We will catch you next week. And, of course, always check out your local wrestling. But, always, as I've been stating lately, don't just take care of your physical self. Make sure you take care of your mental health. And please, just be yourselves and stay awesome.
And remember, kids, stay safe. Don't try this at home.
Until then, stay well, stay awesome. We'll catch you next week.
We'll catch you next week. Good night.